Hey everyone, today I'll be talking a bit more about my fibroid experience as I get prepared for my operation to have them removed coming up in a couple of days. Specifically, I'll be talking about my experiences with my pre-op appointments and a bit of the struggles in my preparation for my operation, which is surprisingly harder than I thought it would be. So first things first, I'd like to talk about my appointments. I had my appointment a couple of weeks ago where I had to see both my specialist as well as go to the hospital for my pre-op appointments. My specialist is not in the same building, or in the same hospital, so I had to go see him first. My appointment with him was at 11:55 and I had to be at the hospital for 12:30 for my pre-op appointment there. So it was quite a tight schedule to get everything done. So my specialist had asked me to come up with any questions that I had for him so that he could answer them when I met with him for my appointment. When I got there, it was really fast actually. Got in there, he kind of went through the entire operation that was going to happen, uh, kind of some of the risks that could be involved in the surgery. He said, it's a pretty standard procedure, but there's always a slim chance, very slim, like 0.5% chance that if things go wrong, I would have to have a hysterectomy, and he wanted to just warn me about that. But I think 0.5% is really nothing to worry about, so I'm not too concerned about the hysterectomy. But I also had to sign a sheet that said that I would allow for blood transfusion if necessary, mostly because if I do need to um, have blood, I probably will not be awake during the procedure to be able to give permission to have a blood transfusion. So it was pretty standard stuff. He gave me my package that I needed to take to the hospital so that I could go through the pre-op appointment really quickly. So that was really easy. He had asked me to come up with all these questions, but he basically answered all my questions while he was giving the explanation. So I really only had one question to ask, and this was based on talking to some other women that I had shared this information with, and they had told me about how they had C-sections for their children, and one mom was recommending that I wear this wrap after the surgery to kind of help hold everything in place afterwards. So I was a little curious about that because I figured a C-section for a baby is a little bit different than a C-section for fibroids. So when I asked my specialist about it, he said not to go with the wrap. It could actually hinder the healing process, and it's generally sweaty and uncomfortable. So other than that, I pretty much had all the information I needed to have to basically have my appointment in less than 10 minutes, be able to hop in the car and be able to go to the hospital and be able to make it in time for my pre-op appointments there. So the pre-op appointments at the hospital were pretty standard. You go in and there's an area for you to check in. Then you go to another level where there's actually a pre-op area, and you check in there. You fill out surveys, general health surveys, just to make sure that you're healthy and are able to have your surgery, and then they make you wait, and then you go and see like 3 other people afterwards. So the first one basically went through the health survey that I filled out, asked me questions about family health history. I had to get my blood pressure checked. My family on my mom's side has a history of heart health issues, so they did an echocardiogram on me just to make sure that there was no issues with my heart before going in for the surgery. Met with another person who basically just ran through what the day was going to be like, kind of the standard procedure of it, and then I also met with the anesthetician. So basically, he told me the way that they were going to knock me out, which was basically going to be a general anesthesia as well as most likely an epidural. With the epidural, I don't have to be on as much general anesthesia, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to come out of the surgery, and I won't have to be in the hospital for as long. Due to my surgery, I'll probably be in the hospital for at least 2 days, minimum, they said. Might be 3. It really depends on how I end up just overall healing and handling the pain and such. So definitely I'll be in the hospital for a couple of days. I also found out that I will be able to administer my own pain medication, so that'll be interesting. It's a kind of a drip that's attached to my IV, and I get to press a button and administer the medication when I need to if I'm feeling in pain. And what I was told was if I don't use the medication, then it will just go to waste. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to use it just so that it doesn't go to waste, but it's good to know that it is available and I don't have to feel bad about using it. They can't give it to anybody else once it's been attached to my IV, so waste not, want not, right? Um, then they gave me a whole pamphlet here of like all the things I have to do like the week before the surgery in preparation for it, which is actually harder than I thought it was going to be. Uh, they said, you know, no supplements, no herbal supplements, no vitamins. So I'm fine with that. I can take a break from my normal supplement routine. But then they go, no herbal teas, no green tea. And I'm a bit of a tea junkie. More than I thought I was until I had to stop drinking tea. I didn't realize how much herbal tea I drank and how much green tea everything I have. I love matcha lattes. I like eating green tea Kit Kats. I like having matcha mochis. So this has actually been pretty hard leading up to the surgery, just kind of going without green tea. That's actually been the hardest struggle for me is green tea. I also am a big fan of the Citrus Defender at Starbucks, which is a seasonal drink only for like fall and winter, and I realized I can't have that either. I like going to Asian restaurants, which of course also give herbal tea, so I can't drink that either. So this has been more of a struggle than I thought it would be just because I love tea so much. Like, yeah, it's an addiction. I will say I love tea. So I keep counting down the days till my operation and until I can be able to drink tea again. So I'm looking forward to that. I was then told a couple of days before the surgery I'm not allowed to take anything anti-inflammatory. So no kind of, I guess, painkillers, no Advil. I'm allowed to have Tylenol up until the night before the surgery, but I don't have any Tylenol. Which actually ended up being harder than I thought because I ended up getting a sore neck and I was like, oh, I can't take Advil to help with that. So I had to get my mom to help me massage my neck so that it wasn't so sore. So that's been kind of my struggle with getting ready for the pre-op. And I mean, I guess I've been focusing so much on the fact that I haven't been able to drink tea that I haven't really thought about my operation much, but I know that that is coming up pretty soon. I am very fortunate that my operation is the very first one in the morning, which means that I will be able to be in and out quickly. I will be able to have my operation on time. They say the surgery will be about 2 hours long, maybe a little more, but that's all right. And it also works out because I'll be able to eat and drink sooner. I'm not allowed to eat or drink anything after midnight the night before my operation. So I'll be in and out. I'll be able to be in the recovery room for about an hour to 3 hours, and then I'll be assigned to a room and be able to relax. So I am looking forward to that. Overall, even though I've been nervous about the operation, I am looking forward to having a better quality of life. So I will be sharing more about probably my operation experience and the post-op experience as well, so I hope that you look forward to that. I also plan to do some non-surgery videos as well and be able to share those with you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.